Candy, copyright things. Okay. Hey, hi, yes, it is I, the one almighty. No, I'm just kidding. The hell's wrong with me? So, um, well, for starters, I thought I can get through this while my kid gets to sleep on his lovely Thanksgiving week, but he woke up. So if you hear noises, there is that. I have to leave in the disclaimers. And then as you can see down here, I have a lot going on. Like, what is this? Why is this cute little piggy next to this this interesting colorful character here? I don't And that is the Joker. This is Sam Keats' version of the Joker. I love his art so much. And I had this plank wood. It's originally totally blank. So this is what it originally looks like, and then bam, what is this? But I finally found a panel or something that I could fit on this that wouldn't be like, like a pin-up sort of thing. I used to draw a lot of very attractive women when I was younger. I think I was into fan service. I don't know why. I don't know. But also I think because my oldest brother drew women, so a lot of the things he was into, I was into. So, well, not too deep into that, but let's just say what he did, I mostly did, kind of. So he would draw women. I also drew women. And then I found out, oh, they're kind of easier and more interesting to draw just because you can do a lot of costumes and this and that. But then later on, I got tired. Like they just were standing around being pretty, and then I got bored. And so I had like this handful of years where I just did not feel like drawing because I would just draw the same thing. I was low-key terrified of trying new things. Now let's fast forward to now where I have cute things. I have crafts. I do draw women once in a while, but not often anymore. And then I got whatever this is going down here, and I have a lot more fun than how I was several years ago. So I think when I try different things, it seriously motivates me more to figure things out. What can I do to what surface area do I put it on? How can I paint this? Because I think painting is more of a strong point than me relying on color pencils. Yes, it is. So I like doing different things because once I keep doing the same thing for a while, I get tired. I get a little less motivated, and then I can easily fall back into, I don't feel like doing this. I will be lazy. I don't feel like doing this. I got other stuff to do. I don't have to draw. It is really easy to get into that kind of mindset, especially when you're older and you have other things going on in the life. So you do have I think it depends on the situation. I do have a choice to do this kind of stuff, or I can actually clean the house. It's not like I don't. It's just there's just so much stuff. Anyway, so what the heck is this stuff? I have these are coasters. I started painting. This is the first one, and they left. Okay, I said I would not bring that up, but I saw two, and then I don't blame them. And then I started another one, but it's still in the drawing process. I did this right before I went online or live. And so this is from Daiso. Yeah, because I probably lived there if I wasn't careful. But I thought, oh, let's see if I can do something with these. I don't know if I could make this a gift. I never tried these as I actually made paintings and then used it as a coaster. I would worry like the water or whatever would not be able to make the painting last very long. So I would be worried that after some usage, it would damage whatever art is going on here. So I don't know if I should give this as a gift. I could. It's just I have to like leave them instructions. Like I don't trust that this would last very long if you use it as an actual coaster. Maybe something direct decorative in your room, maybe, and then that's it. I don't know. It just feels a lot less useful if I do it that way. The other way is you can do it this way, but it looks kind of ugly. So I don't know. This is my first time using it, mind you. So I have no idea how to use it after it's completed. And then I also don't know if I'm going to paint on the other side. I was going to then, maybe not. Okay, so I have to still paint some other things. Okay. The other thing that I learned, the other thing about this kind of like first time doing what craft, you figure out how the materials work on the surface area. And this takes a considerable amount of layers of paint. It kind of absorbs, even when I use like a base coat, it still takes a while for it, unless you do a lot of coats of the base coat, like a lot of white paint, then okay, maybe, but I wasn't thinking that far. I was like, let's just see what happens. So I think maybe 2 or 3 layers, maybe, but it really depends on what you're using. So this took longer for me to do, which is a little irritating. I think also maybe those heavy body, I can talk, the heavy body acrylic paints, that may, or the ones that are kind of thick that you can, that is also possible. The only thing I worry is like it may not dry flat. So if you have a cup on there, it's like all lumpy and stuff. But then if it's decorative and you're not using it for your drinks, then it should be fine. It should be fine. But again, this is my first time using it and I've yet to use this as a coaster and I kind of don't want to. Okay. So let that dry a smidge. And so when stuff dries, I have to do something else. And something flew in my eyeball. Lovely. That's what I need on this lovely, lovely Wednesday morning, or what's left of it. Okay. Joker here. I still have to paint. Some parts of here are still supposed to be white. Okay, so where's the brush? I guess I can use this one. So fun fact, I don't think I ever read a DC comic, and yet I'm painting him. I just like the art style of Sam Keith, the artist, and then I like his take on the Joker. It's not very polished and clean, and he was always able to capture that sense of madness in the character's eyes. And I do like how he does not always adhere to the human anatomy and proportions. They do have a sense of animated cartooniness to his proportions, his body proportions. So I like that it may seem serious, but at the same time, it's comical. And I just love that style so much. I wish I can develop my own style like that, but I'm like, I'm not that creative. So all I can do is fan art. If you don't like that and you crave originality, this place ain't here for you. Okay, I just love doing fan art. It's just a lot of fun, and that's what I can afford to do. If I have to be creative, I don't have enough time because I got to like drop everything and help whoever needs help and this and that, and then I get shit for it. No one's happy no matter what. I'm just kidding. It depends. So yeah, I'm just mixing gesso and white paint at this point because my white paint is getting less. I need to buy actual white paint. I need to remember the next time I go out. Not today though. It's going to be like Thanksgiving crap and some other things I need to get for the house. So I have errands later today after this. I mean, not now, but like I have to take care of some things and then do the errand and then hopefully go home before it gets dark. And then I have to bake things. I have to bake pies. I hope I can do it. I haven't baked pies in like years. It's sad. I think I just settled for cookies. And then they look like they're pumpkin cookies, but I don't do the icing because it's already sweet. I don't need that much sugar, and so it tastes pretty good on its own. The only problem is the pumpkin cookies. They tend to look like warm turds, but they taste good. That's the important part. Okay, presentation doesn't really work in my alley. Art is one thing, but cooking and baking, oh my god, it's a whole other ballpark for me. But if it tastes good, I don't go to the hospital after. I think that is a win. All right. That is a win. Okay, so I do miss pumpkin cookies, but I also like pumpkin pie. I don't know if I should make both. I don't know if I even have enough time because I still have to make dinner. No, wait, is today? I think I have to do barbecue today. Oh my gosh. My family has a thing for barbecue, and I'm usually the one that does most of it. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm whining. It's just I don't like doing barbecues because I'm the designated barbecuer, I suppose. Griller. No, I guess. I do the Asian version, not the Western version. Okay, so let's see here. 10 minutes, and it doesn't look like I've done a dang thing. I'm sorry. And this will not totally be guaranteed to be on there. This is just like a rough sketch before I actually do the thing. And I do like when I just did the gradient from white to black, I actually liked it by itself. It could just be its own thing, but because I go extra with the details, this is what happens instead. But I still like this, so it's fine. I kind of wish that I made this a little smaller for the hair, but I worry that it would be kind of short. So I tried to stretch it out as much as I can, or maybe I could stretch it out a little bit more until it reaches like at least here, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. I still have to add on here. So I'm still putting the drawing as I go. I get too excited. I don't do the entire sketch. And then I do this step and then this step. Sometimes I get way excited and just start painting already here. And then I was like, oh, right, I have to do that part too. I forgot. Or not forget. I just didn't want to do it. But that's what I've been doing half the time. So you don't necessarily have to follow step by step unless you're comfortable with that kind of method. That's totally fine. I'm not saying if you do it this way, this is the right way. If you do it your way sucks. I never do that unless it again harms others and yourself. Then don't do that. Otherwise, and also the stealing part, don't do that. This is just for fun and practice. And I love this guy's art and I just have a lot of fun applying it to other surface areas besides paper. So yeah, that's my reasoning. Okay, so what else am I going to talk about? Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, Thanksgiving's already tomorrow. My gosh. That's a lot. What are you guys going to do for Thanksgiving, for those of you who celebrate it? For those of you where it's just another day, I envy you. I just want a normal day too. I'm not really, maybe when I was younger, I was big on holidays, especially in school, because you can have vacation afterwards. You have vacation. Isn't that great? But did you know, well, at least in the US, or I don't know where we're at, because also my sister, I don't know why I can't freaking talk today. My sister in another county, her kid also has 1 week off of Thanksgiving. And my kid also has 1 week off of Thanksgiving. However, when I was in school, long ago, eons away, we only had Thursday, Friday, and then we have the generic Saturday, Sunday off. So technically, you had 4 days. Technically. But then these guys get like 7 days. I was like, wow, man, that's nice. Where was that when we were young, I was like, shoot. They have no idea how good they got it. No friggin' idea. And then that's just one thing, okay? And so sometimes I miss being young, but at the same time, when you see like how kids have more holidays than you growing up, it's like, man, I don't know, maybe if they had that and applied it in the past, then maybe I'd be a lot happier, but who knows? I don't know. I thought that was kind of cheap that they used Saturday, Sunday lumped in. Maybe if they had it like on a Tuesday, but then why would you have only Monday of school and then the rest of that's kind of funny. Anyway, okay, so that's anything here I can apply paint to. So this is the part I have to put thick paint on, kind of. I don't have my reference on me right now, or I do and I have to look for it. Oh my gosh. Okay. While that is settling, oh gosh, this stuff is ridiculously not drying. So this is acrylic gesso and it's taking its sweet time. That's also why I like, for those of you not familiar, this is why I do multiple things at the same time. I don't like waiting for one thing to dry. And I could use a hair dryer and all that stuff, but my God, electricity bills are not cute either. So while it may seem counterproductive, I just do a whole bunch of things at the same time because I get more things done, but at the same time, I have more unfinished work. That's the downside of doing several things. But if one of them turns out to be near completion, that's pretty good, I assume. And then the other thing is, I've seen some artists. I'll try not to say complain and whining because I complain and whine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but sometimes it gets a bit excessive. That's what I mean. Sometimes the whining and crying gets a bit excessive online, and it gets a bit jarring, and you're like, ugh, that's enough. But hey, I whine and cry too. Everyone does. It's fine. Just tone it down a bit sometimes, all right? Anyway, some artists I've seen and noticed, they wonder how do artists out there post so much art all at once? I can only afford to do one once a month if I'm lucky. And that's just one story. There are similar accounts, but like they do question how do some artists manage to post boom, 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 so many art all at once? I'm one of those mass artist thingies, but not in a huge scale sort of thing. Some people hire others to help them make the art. That's one possibility. In my case, as you see, I do several things at the same time. So if I'm lucky and I get like let's say all three things done at once, I'm able to post three art projects all at once if I wanted to. But sometimes I could just post one today, another tomorrow, and another the next day, and so forth. And if you see my Instagram account at the Delion, just one word, the Delion, I have over 1,000 posts. Okay. Given that there are some photos and some random weird stuff, but I do have a lot of things to post. And there's not a lot of repostings unless there's like a group setting like, oh, these are all the Christmas things. These are all the Halloween things. And then you'll see them again because I haven't posted those in a while. Other than that, I can post a lot if I really wanted to, but this is me at my slow pace. Like I've been not so much as a slump. I think because my health is kind of annoying around this time of year, and my kid got sick, and I also was playing Black Myth Wukong. Another thing. Well, yeah, I'm not as proactive about playing Black Myth Wukong after the new game. Plus, after I finish the game, you already know what's going on. It's like, oh, okay. But then if there are other features that you missed out on, which I did do yesterday finally, because I finally got to play yesterday. Yeah, there was a few features I managed to cover this time around, like that weird guy who asked for the meat or eggs of his colleagues who ate them and became monsters. I did that. I did that quest, and then the other one was the purple talisman quest. I did that one. I think I need one last one in that temple, Taoist temple place, and then the other one was the drunk scorpion lord. You're not supposed to touch his liquor jars, but if you break them, he gets mad and whoops the hell out of you. I'm kind of glad that I chose to fight him in New Game Plus. If I decided to fight him in, fresh and new, first time as a Black Myth Wukong player, holy crap, he would have kicked the crap out of me. He almost kicked the crap out of me last night too, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Because New Game Plus, I would usually, after a few minutes, I can knock him out, more or less. The Scorpion Lord, oh, he had me, he had me worried for a sec, but I did manage to use a lot of Cloud Step, the poison, the anti-poison potion, and a lot of charged attacks, and the see-through attack I managed to figure out a little bit. But yeah, he was kind of scary. Even though there was like a tiny sliver of his health, he was still trying to kick the crap out of me, and then I managed to get him. So I was like, okay. So I was kind of glad that I did not fight him my first time running. When you do actually listen to him and not destroy his liquor jars, he will actually try to fight with you. The Dusk Veil, dusk, is that what it's called? The final boss in that secret area of the purple cloud mountain. He will fight with you initially, and if you don't die, he'll take out more damage. And but then if you die the first time around fighting that final boss in that secret area, you still have his assistance, where there's like a small bit of health removed from the Dusk Veil, and I think that's how you pronounce it. So that's good. He helped you out, but then if you fight him, he's not going to help you. But you get a gourd. I didn't know that. Okay. For some reason, no one told me, and I had to find out online. So I was like, okay, that's fine. No one's supposed to tell me things anyway. Okay, so this is still ill, but hopefully I can get this. The thing about cork is it's kind of rubbery feeling, like it has a pushback to it. Well, not really. It's like, eh. But if you put more paint, it starts to stiffen a little bit. So that's pretty okay. I think because it's kind of porous, so it absorbs some of the paint and it dries and it gets a little, dare I say, hard. It did? Why?
That loses the cauldron because I put it in the way.
Oh, okay.
Because I destroyed it.
Oh, thank you.
And so this is why that New York tree just destroyed it.
Oh, okay.
It exploded into pots and damaged all their houses.
Yeah, nice to know. But not the damage part.
Too.
Oh, okay.
Also caught a hole on the doors and the windows.
Oh, thank you.
And also all the walls.
Behold my guest speaker. He actually knows a lot more about technical things than I do. It's a little bit embarrassing, but at least I can admit it. He knows a lot of things about World War II, Titanic, Rainbow Friends, Big Ben, Britannic, and the Olympia ships. He knows more about that than I do. I'm embarrassed, but I am proud, but I am embarrassed of myself. Oh, well. Okay, so what am I doing with this guy here? Okay, so I will try to put some highlights of his interesting green hair. I mean, green counts as Christmas. So I don't have the reference on me right now, so this is just really shooting in the dark at this point. But once I do find the reference and it turns out I was totally wrong, I can still fix it. So it's not like, oh, you're messing it up. Well, you don't have to make it totally carbon copy, but it just helps give you a bit of a guideline on what to frickin' do, you know? And I do like that it's so sketchy, and I think why I like the sketchy look, it does represent a bit of movement in the painting, but that's what I think. Like he's like, shifting his head side to side and looking all crazy and stuff. But at the same time, I do like the sketchiness. I think that's why I was always drawn to the sketchy look of paintings and drawings. They have a sense of movement. Whereas everything all clean and precise, and yeah, like they have hair in the wind in their hair, and it looks like they're swimming. But it feels in like digital art, or even dare I say AI art. But it just feels a lot more cold to me. There's like a sense, not like it seems too clean cut and cold for me. But this is just my opinion, all right? You don't have to follow through on that. Okay, so I will not necessarily make it that bright, but I just needed some kind of highlight in between so I can add the regular green. Right? But yeah, I've always liked the sketchiness look as I got older. I think before I was into everything clean and everything is well done with line art. But as I got older, I wanted to appreciate the usage of sketchy looking art where it looks rough in certain areas. I think the Princess Kaguya movie that they had, I'm not sure if that's a Studio Ghibli film. I'm not that well versed in that department, but I love the sketchiness look. Well, it got really intense when she was upset about something. She ran off into the fields. That one looked really, really sketchy, but it also evoked a sense, like her emotions that she felt at the time. I thought that was really cool at the same time. But I don't know. Maybe some people don't like that because it looks incomplete. But so what? It suits the situation, I feel. There's still the other side of this plank. I don't know if I'll do something else. Maybe, I don't know yet. The only thing is if I have to be careful because sometimes the painting would get dirty if it's sitting out too long. So I have to okay, I have to not. It depends on if I find anything to paint on the other side. It could just be the previous comic panel. Maybe, I don't know. Or it could be something totally opposite. That'd be kind of funny. Dark green. Where are you? What about dark green? I have Christmas green. Does that count? Okay. I was like, what's the point? You already had dark green, but you can see it's kind of patchy in certain areas. I'm just trying to fill out the colors a bit more. So it's not as... It doesn't look like bald patches. That's basically... Does Joker have bald patches? I don't remember. What else do I have to talk? I write notes and then I forget what I'm supposed to be writing about. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, right. Then after Thanksgiving, there's Black Friday. I'm not sure if there is such a thing as Black Friday outside of the US, but the Black Friday culture. I don't know, I think they always say everything has a culture. I'm like, do you want to call that a culture? I just call it like capitalism in its purest form. It's really depraved sometimes when you see what people would do to get that sale, to get that discount on that really nice 60-inch screen TV, flat screen TV. And I'm not sure how Black Friday evolved from one day into an entire month, if not, leaking into other months like October and December, because it's not Black Friday anymore. It's like Black November, I think. Because as the month progressed, there were more and more websites promoting early Cyber Mondays, early Black Friday sales. And it drives me insane because I see a lot more things for myself than for other people. Don't deny that you think that you never thought that before. I see so many things for myself than for other people. It's so freaking easy. But I have to exercise restraint because, oh my gosh, if I buy all that, there's one, I forgot which clothing website they have, but everything's 50% off. Everything's 50% off. And I just bought from that store. I'm like, oh, why did I? Here's the other thing. If you wait too long, all of the stuff in your size is usually gone and the ugly stuff is available. Like, ugh. Sometimes it may say, oh, you got this item, and then later they notify, oh, we ran out. That is also possible, especially a very popular item. And then I had a few instances where they gave me an extra item. I never even ordered the dang thing. But at the time, I was lucky enough to know the physical store location to return it because I didn't want to deal with going to the post office and paying shipping for that crap. Ugh. So there's always these hiccups when you want to buy and do all the discounts online. The other thing is there's so many things out there like, oh, I want that too. I want that. But I need to buy Christmas presents for my family. I have to pay bills. I have to do groceries. I have to get medicine. I have to pay hospital bills. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's annoying. So there's so many things out there. Sometimes I see some YouTube channels and some website, some accounts on Instagram where they buy all the things, and it must be nice to do that. It must be nice. But for me, like, there's so many things I want to buy, but I got boring grown-up things to take care of first. It blows, but I gotta. And I have to think about others, that whole thing. So, and to throw in Black November, it really throws in a wrench in your savings, especially when you have to deal with Christmas. Though I do know that, with November's, the Black Friday / Black November / Cyber Monday, like, it is a good technique, a good time to buy your loved ones and family and friends, whatever, gifts on a discount. But do you really want to fight over some deranged customers trying to get the better discount with you? I'd rather not. I do notice some of my family members just simply give up on the discount hunting and just stay the hell home. I did one year go to a physical store to get the discounts for clothes, and oh my gosh, the sale was amazing. Like, everything 50% off, or some of them even go over to like 60%. Like, what? But yeah, if you're not careful, you would hurt your wallet very, very much. Okay, so hey, not too noisy, please. I already warned you. Okay, so would I actually use Black November to my advantage? I tried to, but turns out I had to buy them regular clothes anyway. So I was like, oh gosh. So I failed already. And I don't like buying clothes for family. I worry that I buy the wrong size and they just give you lip service, like, oh, I like this, thank you, and then you never wear it. Because I've done that before. Don't deny that you never did that. So I think it's down here. I messed up. So I kind of worry that with clothes, I will get the wrong size. I don't get offended if you give me extra large or 2XL, just because I like big baggy things. I don't mind, and it feels like a big blanket sometimes. Oh, if it's at home, it's fine. When I go out, that's a whole other story, just because I don't want to look frumpy in public settings. I want to look like a functioning mammal. Whereas at home, if I wear baggy things, then it's a lot more forgivable. Actually, this is a baggy thing. It's a giant blanket hoodie, and it's really nice. Yeah, I think this yellow was a bit too harsh. I need to soften it up. $33. Okay.
Rich man. Dwarf. Rich man.
Okay. And also my white ink pen, it's not doing so well, so I've been relying on paintbrushes. I'm not good at drawing lines with paintbrushes, as you can see here, but I just need some kind of guideline to know where I'm painting. So there's that. I could use tape. But I was like, nah, it's okay. I don't feel like wasting tape. Plus, it doesn't always work. Sometimes the paint bleeds into, so I still have to paint over it. Pretty lame. Oh gosh, I don't know where the reference went. It was a while ago too, because I was hoarding references lately, and I get addicted to getting like different kinds of pictures, and then I have to clear out my phone. I'm like, oh, that's what I got. I got to clear out my phone before tomorrow, because I will take pictures tomorrow for sure. Lame. Okay, what? Where is it? Where is the picture, dang it? Oh, goodness gracious. Maybe I should just give up. And then the muscle series that I did for last year. Oh, I found it. I found it. What? Where did you? Okay, found it. Found it. Yeah, I'm hella off, but it's fine. Oh, I need black. Okay, good to know. I forgot what I was talking about just now. I was staring at the paint, and then my mind wandered. I hope I remember by the time this stream ends, but no promises. I'm sorry. The heck was I talking about? Yeah, trying to emulate watercolor, crayon, and inks as a painting. It's a little difficult for me. Well, I could do the acrylic paint pens, but I try not to use that too much unless I need to do fine lines. Oh, it's like, who is that? That's just notification. Okay. Oh, right. Black Myth Wukong. I can talk about that. The other thing's probably not that important. I hope. Black Myth Wukong. I did talk about the NG Plus. Yeah, I'm not as hyped up about completing it as much as the first attempt. I think it was a lot more exciting, but then as you play it more, there's people who played NG Plus like how many times? I saw one for 7 times. I saw one for 10 times. The highest I saw was 81 times, but the person was in China, so I think they heard some kind of rumor that there was a secret ending if he played past 81 times. But then as he finished the game and was waiting for the secret ending, there's another attempt to play NG82. So it's like, oh shoot. This is in the Chinese gamer news because that's how my husband found out. I wouldn't know, but that's what happened in the Black Myth Wukong Chinese gamer edition. So I was like, what? Why'd you play that much? You didn't have to play that much. Poor kid. Oh my god. So anyway, I need to do fan art for that. I want to get the figurines especially, but some of them look, I have to be careful with what they look like. Sometimes they show an image that everyone's using, but then when you contact the seller, they're actually pretty honest. They say, you know what, that's not the real image that we show on the thumbnail. We have the actual item here, and they show you the picture, and it don't look like the Jubajia keychain that looks super cute. I was like, then where'd you get it from? They said, oh, we kind of had it AI generated. I was like, what? You AI generated your thumbnail? But at least you're honest about it, I guess. And they ask, like, they give you the option, oh, do you still want to buy it or get your money back? And then they go, you know what? I'll get my money back. False advertising. Gosh, I don't know why lately I can't talk right. I talk too fast and then I say things that I did not mean to say. Anyway, yeah, I want to get some merchandise, but some of them that do look good, they do get pricey. And then why did I put black? But I don't know. I thought I was doing something, and turns out there was a lot of black patches. I think they're just trying to emphasize shadows, and I interpreted it wrong. To me, it looked like bald spots. I made a boo boo. Okay. And then there's some parts here. Oh, there's some white. All right, I guess. But it's not. Okay, so what part? So there's that. And there's this. Okay, I'm learning. 38 minutes, all right. Yeah. Black Friday madness. Why it drives me nuts. I see more stuff for myself, yes. Crease. Why am I saying crease? Christmas. Oh, I saw Christmas creeping, and then I put the word together in my mind subconsciously. Why do I do that? It annoys me. But yeah, Christmas creeping around, that's obvious. And then also the actual holiday of Christmas, because there's so much. There's so much. There's so much. And then it may be a little sad this year for reasons. But yeah, there's that. We have to accept it and try to live with that. Oh my gosh, I'm making the circle bigger than I should. And then other things going down. Oh wait, that's an E. Oh, fart. Okay, so I have to extend that a bit more. Good to know. Put the ear here. Okay. So this is going to be way off because I didn't use the reference. Then I see the reference and I did a good chunk of it wrong, but nah, it's not a coaster, so it should be fine. Okay, so white paint. Yeah, it's also going to be 2025 pretty damn soon. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this year. I saw some old videos that I did on my talking videos on Instagram yesterday. I was just trying to see how things are, comparing my progress of doing video thingies from now to the very first time. And speech wise, I don't think I improved very much. The length of the talking, yes, by a lot. But I still have the nervous laugh. I need to work on that. But I'm always nervous. What else is new? Despite how I sound. Yeah, I think New Year's Eve 2023, and I was like, oh, I wonder what 2024 will be like. And oh my gosh, I had no idea it was that horrible. Yeah, I said it. It was horrible. And so I was like, what do I do with what I know now? And like, usually when you're like, oh, it's the new year, I hope we, lose weight and all that stuff. But then something else happens and you're like, oh God, oh God. Because we're all getting old. Let's be honest. We're all getting old. And we always have to it feels like we have to brace ourselves for the year ever since this year happened. Oh my gosh. And that's all we can really do and appreciate what we have. And I say this, but sometimes I'm not a very nice person. I say that. Yeah, I know it sucks, but sometimes when you deal with some experiences from really crappy people and you don't want to be nice all the time, it's like, ugh, forget it then. And then something suddenly happens and then it forces you to be closer to other people. It's like, oh, okay, I guess. But yeah, it's this year really was a definite knock in the face on being appreciative of things. But at the same time though, it also has to teach us to mind our health. Oh my God. And it's so funny saying mind your health when you keep hearing about recalls in the US about, oh, this has listeria. Oh, there's food poisoning. Oh, they've been contaminating the water with fluoride for many years already. Like, huh? We don't have a fighting chance. It's like, what the heck? And then they say FDA approved, and turns out the FDA was wrong on several things. They allowed a lot of poisonous, toxic things to enter our bloodstreams and our systems and our schools. Like, oh, thank you. That's what I need, more poison. And then you try to be healthy, and they say, oh, there's pesticides on forever chemicals. Can't have that now. organic. Oh, they might have put more pesticides in there too. Like, oh my God, it's like one thing after another. What can I put in my body that won't kill me fast, or slow? I'm trying to not die. Sorry, the rants, but there's like an increasing amount of recalls and health issues with food and this and that. And oh, you're not supposed to eat that. When I've been eating that for 20 years, like, come on, what is this? And I think there was an ongoing joke recently about why do millennials look so young, but people in Gen Z look so old? Like they're aging so much faster than millennials. There was a joke mentioned. Someone joked that, oh, we eat so many chemicals that extends the appearance of our youth. I was like, I don't think that's how that works. But I think it's out of joking, not like, yeah, that's facts. Don't ask me how. I actually don't look like my age. And I should have a lot of stressors. And I do have a handful of stressors that would age me, but I don't know. Yeah, the other thing, yeah, I also gave birth. That also really messes up your appearance physically. And I remembered a while ago, I think when my kid was still like a toddler, I noticed I was having like sagging jowls on my cheeks. And it's like, oh, it's very noticeable. What the hell? Some low amount of skincare, and not just skincare. They don't talk about also eating the right foods for your skin. You need to combine those and have a balance of it. Always just putting stuff all over your face and hoping your skin will look great. Like that's one aspect, but you don't do that too much because it is also a kind of chemical on your face. The other thing is, yeah, that the putting the right foods in your body that also help with skin health. I'm surprised they don't talk about that a lot. They always talk about product, put product on your face, put product. But then they don't talk too much about food. Because I do watch them separately. And it's like, these two correlate together. How come they're not collaborating? I don't know why that is. Plus the skincare industry here, they are crazy expensive. Unless you go to the drugstore stuff. Then I even heard stuff like there's like slight recalls on like the affordable skincare. Like, what? Why can't we have nice things anymore? So annoying, man. Okay, there's this one. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where all the black shadows go. $47 minutes. Okay, it's near the stretch. Skincare. I didn't care for skincare growing up. I thought it was stupid. But I didn't even get into skincare until like my mid 30s. Yeah, my mid 30s. And even then, it was the bare minimum. And I also discovered that as you get older, your skin just starts becoming sensitive. Some people, it starts really early, but for me, it started late. And certain ingredients can cause your skin to be inflamed, or it has a really burning feeling. And I don't know why some people online, they keep the burning sensation, whatever's causing the burning sensation on their face. Wash that shit off. Wash it off. Don't leave it on there. It's going to get worse. But because that's what usually is the most effective for me. If I feel some like a burning, they say there's a tingle, but if it starts burning your face, you don't like the feeling, wash that crap off as soon as possible. You're going to get a chemical burn, okay? And so whenever I had that experience where my skin starts to feel like it's burning, I wash that crap off as soon as possible because I notice when I do that, I feel so much better. My skin feels almost normal and it just needs a break, and just don't put anything on. Maybe like a very oil-free moisturizer. I have oily skin. It sucks. And you have to be mindful of what your skin can withstand, because not every piece of skincare, not every skincare works for everyone. There's also the the dermatologist method, you know, you go seek out a dermatologist. There's also that, but I'm like, I don't have that kind of time right now. So we have to be careful with what we put on our skin, in our bodies too. It's pretty crazy and annoying because they tell us, trust our brand. We want to take care of you and make sure you have good skin. And turns out, oh, guess what? You're putting chemicals on your face, and you have forever toxins and chemicals on your bodies and stuff. And then, yeah, they also mentioned about that for sunscreen. I was like, what the fuck? What are these people saying all these things? And you don't know who to believe. Sometimes you try to do research, and then sometimes some people can say bloop, 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 make up stuff up just to stretch out and tell their narrative, their bent narrative on what is right and what is harmful. It's like, oh my God, I'm tired. I hate the downsides of watching internet things too long. It just messes with your brain too long, and you have to sift through all that crap. Oh, I think one of my friends, they sent me like, I think an exhibit or a con for flat earthers, and they had like a display case of different kinds of flat maps, and then there's like a dome globe thing over like what, and they show the map as a flat earth. I was like, oh my God, why do we have this? Why? Oh, thanks. So I don't know. I'm tired of people sometimes. Get away from me. Before I say something that we're all going to be upset about, I don't want, just get away from me, please. It's like flat earthers. I'm like, oh my gosh. Have they been on a plane before? Like, I don't know. I just wonder. Like, what drove you to reach that conclusion that the earth is flat? I'm not trying to make fun. I'm just wondering how. How? Oh gosh, I'm making it worse. I'm smearing it everywhere. Okay, just stop doing that. Don't do that. Thank you for the like, by the way. That makes my day and the rest of the year. Okay, so this is that. And that is this. Okay, so I have to, okay, more black. I still have that Venom painting. I did work on it a few days ago, and then, yeah, I need to stop doing stuff like this. Oh, and this area is white. Good to know. Good to know. And this is around here. Oh, okay, so it gets cut off. Then I have to fill in the gaps. All right, I see. Just don't want to mess up my brush. Okay. It's like, how come I'm not working on my cute pig here? I like the contrast of the kinds of stuff I work on. I mentioned this in the beginning, but for those of you just waltzing on in, yeah, this is the kind of stuff I like. I like cute, chubby little animals, and then I like whatever's going on here. It just cracks me up. I do want to do my own version of Venom, similar to this kind of style, and Zashiki Buddha, and they're coexisting together. I think to me, I feel like that's the funniest thing ever, because I like both things, and the contrast of the characters crack me up. But I have to still like figure out, what are these guys doing? Are they just hovering around in space? Is he trying to eat him and being forgiving about it? I don't know, but I just like that I have very opposite interests, and I don't feel like I have to stay in one category, like I only have to like edgy, cool, detailed things. I only like horror things. I only like cute, chubby little critters. But I think because I have these kinds of contrasting interests, people that follow me, even a few friends, admitted, like, you used to do cute stuff. What happened here? I'm scared of your current stuff like this. And I'm like, but they're fun. I like them. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I just like different kinds of art, and um it's just fun and I like it. That's it. Nothing wrong with that. Um I mean, I like all the hyper realistic stuff sometimes too on a good day when I don't feel too bad about my art. At the same time, though, it's nice to like different things. You can try. I appreciate. I used to not like cute things. Okay, here's a nice little tidbit for you. I didn't like cute things growing up. I did like My Little Ponies, the '80s version, not the weird brony stuff that is modern. The really crappy '80s version where it was just a marketing ploy for little kids to buy ponies. I like cute. I like for the sake of toys, but in the long run, I did not really like cute things very much. And most, again, Sanrio, I grew up with that crap. That was it. The rest, like dollies and Barbies and wearing pink and frills and, liking cute things. And I'd be like, away, get away from me. But as I got older, I realized, you know what? Why would I do that? Some of these things are actually kind of cute. I was willing to admit that. And then eventually I gradually started to like more chubby, cute animals and cute things and this and that. And that's totally fine. That's totally fine. I think when you start hating on people for liking what they like, I think there's something wrong there. Like, it also depends on what they're liking. Okay, there's some questionable things nowadays, like people eating inanimate objects. Like, okay, don't do that. Don't put that in your mouth. And so, but something as harmless as cute critters and creepy art or detailed landscapes, detailed architecture, that should be fine. Okay, that should be okay. But if you start hating on people like, oh, you like cute stuff, what the hell's wrong with you? You're old. Only kids like that. Or you like creepy stuff? I think you need to go get your head checked, things like that. I already got like, you're weird for liking this kind of stuff. Or it's confusing that you like cute and creepy. Like, okay, that's fine. You can have those opinions, and then I can still choose to do this still. It doesn't stop me. I think it'll only stop me if something, I don't want to jinx myself, if something not so great happens. Let's just say, keep it as vague as possible. Yes. So no one hears what exactly the thing is. Okay, so right when I painted this all nice and clean, I start having to mess it up. Okay, so that's the part. Okay, so now let me fix. There's a lot of parts I need to fix. There's a lot. The clean white lines, though, I'm going to have a problem. I'm not very good with making lines. I do have white acrylic paint, but it's not been, I haven't been under its good graces lately, so I've been avoiding it. Plus, it's the ones that you have to press down. I do have the white acrylic paint. Oh, maybe, but it's not as strong. It's not as opaque as paint. So I was like, oh, I gotta use it again. I don't want to. The black is still wet. What the heck? Okay, so there's this eyeball. Then I skip to here, I guess. Okay, I guess the gray helps in this aspect. And then there is another one here. I'm just marking it down. Doesn't mean that they are gray eyeballs. I'm just trying to mark it down. Then this one. I wonder if I can add more. I don't mind adding more. But they have to be kind of small. Oh, shit. One character I thought about drawing again was Psylocke. She used to be one of my favorite characters. Though for guys, they liked her for other reasons. But I just like that she was like a badass Asian character. Though later on I realized, oh yeah, she did have skimpy outfits. And then when I tell other fans of X, like, oh, I know about X-Men, what do you like? Oh, I like Psylocke. Like, oh, I know why. They give you that like heh 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 expression. I was like, oh, that's not what I mean. And then they're like, what do you mean? I just thought she was fun to draw. I also like the purple hair thing. I didn't know. I thought it was kind of weird because it turns I read a little bit and they mentioned she just dyed her hair purple for her modeling career. She was actually blonde like Captain Braddock. Captain what's his Britain? Is that his her twin brother in Excalibur. Yeah, I was like, yeah, they're twins. How come she has purple hair? And it's like, no, she just dyed it for her modeling career. I was like, oh, right. And then she still had purple hair when she's Japanese. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess. Okay, so there's that. And then I think I need to add in, oh gosh, I want to mess it up. Okay, so this is here. So this is me being technical. Okay, so there's white here, but it's turning gray, but it's fine. I'll live, probably. Oh, did I mention I got kicked out of 2 art clubs? I mentioned it last Friday in my Instagram live stream. I guess I can talk about it here a little bit, and I'll try not to talk bad. Like it's all their fault. They're horrible people. I'm the good person. I shouldn't have been kicked out. It's not like that. Basically, well, the first one, it was basically me asking about money. Like, not me like, give me my money. It's more like I asked in a vague sort of sense because I was contributing some art for their project, and then my friend was like, oh, are you gonna get paid for that? You should get some kind of profit from that, right? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And so I asked about like, hey, do artists, when they contribute art to your project, will they get a percentage cut from that? Basically, that's what I did not say, when will I get money? I try to, branch out and involve other artists involved, including myself. Will we get a profit from this? I never got a response. Never got a response. And then they just totally stopped talking to me. So I think I got kicked out. And then what's funny is that they later disbanded several months later. And I was like, oh. And then the project that they had, it never surfaced. They never got enough funds. So the project I was a part of, it ceased to exist basically. And I was like, oh shit. So I was kind of like miffed that the one time I could be a part of an art book project, it got canned. And I was like, oh, okay. So there was that one. The second one was more recent. This one I think was last year, the first attempt. And then this year, it was one of my followers. They invited me into an art group that they came up with online on Instagram. I was like, oh, okay. I was just, like making comments and liking his stuff and some other stuff. And then I was added there suddenly. I was like, oh, okay, what's going on here? And then turns out it was a group of other artists and they were talking and stuff. And it seemed cool at first, but they caught me at a crappy time because at the time that they added me, my son was really sick. He had a very bad stomach bug. And so I wasn't able to like jump on in and introduce myself and show my work and all that good stuff. I was quiet. I just watched. I did look into the chat to see what kind of conversations go. How can I just jump in and try not to come off as some outsider, which is like how I am most of my life. And so I looked and observed what the kinds of conversations they were having. And it ranged from someone getting really defensive about giving really rude comments to other people. And then also there was a lot of people very passionate about their career as artists and they're trying to achieve some kind of goal with their skills. And I was like, oh, wow, that's so cool. And then I felt kind of intimidated because I'm just doing this as a hobby. This is for fun. And they have a direction, they have passion in their projects. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Why can't I be like that? And I feel like if I jump in, I feel like I kind of treat art like a joke. But it's more out of frustration of my lack of exposure online. So maybe it's not a totally bad thing. I don't want to be too popular because there's some weirdos out there. I'm also a weirdo, but there's the extreme version. But so anyway, I was inactive, but I had a brief reprieve when there was signs of improvement in my son's health. So when I introduced myself, it was already kind of late, like maybe mid 10, 11, and we're in different time zones, right? So people were not as active, but I did introduce myself, and I think to only two people, the one who added me and another girl, and she was cool. She was really nice. She even liked some of my stuff. And then like, oh, thank you. But then I did show one painting I was working on, and then I dipped on out because as soon as I showed the painting, there's another alarming symptom that my son had, and I had to attend to that. I was like, what the heck was that? And so I dropped everything and had to help my kid and figure out what's going on. And he got better, thankfully got better. And then the editor got sick. Then I got sick. And then I got a little bit better. And then the rainy bomb cyclone thing happened. Then I got sick again, and I also ate something that made me sick. So it was like boom, 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 boom. Something always happening. And then by the time I was still like recuperating from whatever I was feeling crappy about with my health last week. Okay, so this is last week now. I suddenly get a notification that I was removed from the art club that I was recently added to. And I was like, oh, the fuck is that all about? I didn't pick a fight with anybody. And then the funny thing is, it wasn't the guy who added me who removed me. I would have understood if it was him. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, like, oh shoot, because I looked back at my activity or lack thereof, and I was like, oh well, I wasn't very active. I wasn't very engaging. I didn't share. I wasn't like. I also muted their group chat because they kept adding on so many things, and it was kind of making my phone go haywire. So I muted it, but I would check in once in a while, and okay, they're still doing that. And so, yeah, my lack of activity, that's on me. I get that. But it was a totally other person. I think it was a person who was causing trouble. And I was like, oh, is he a moderator? I didn't know. I don't know how these things work, but this totally rando person removed me. I was like, who the hell's that? I don't know you. It was the guy I knew the most out of everybody. I don't mind, but I don't even know who that was. So I was like, ew, okay, fine, whatever. I got kicked out of 2 online art clubs now, so I have a tally. What's the next one? I don't even know if I want to try again. I wasn't even trying that time around. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, thank you so much. But something went down and I had to take care of it. I'm sorry. And then I got sick and I couldn't help that. And then I was also dealing with other things outside of being sick. So even when I'm sick, I don't have a day off. What the hell's that? So yeah, that sucked. But at the same time, I know it was not totally their fault. I was also at fault. I was not as proactive on their stuff. So I get it. So no. That's the overall reaction to me getting kicked out of 2 art clubs. Oh, yeah. But the editor, shortly after, I was telling him about it, and he's like, why can't you just make your own art club? You'd be in charge of everything and take, that actually sounds good. But already immediately, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, no, no, I have an opportunity to make my own art club. And I flat out refused because I can't maintain that stuff. Like you saw from what you heard from my story, I have to take care of my kid in case something happens. I have to help out my family. I got to do boring grown-up stuff. And I don't have the time to micromanage my own club. Plus, I don't think anyone would want to join my club. I don't even know what I would do in this club. Maybe just draw and stuff. But let's just say I did come up with a club. Maybe with my club, we just draw and sketch some things on things similar to the first club, what we did in the live stream. We have a theme and then we draw something. But I want to be a little bit more, not the typical like superheroes or things from the 80s and 90s sort of thing, which is what I notice a ongoing theme. I would like to try certain things that are a little bit more vague and more open-ended. But I don't know. Mine might be a little extreme, like maybe your fears. Draw your fears. That'd be messed up. Or draw something from your childhood that scared the crap out of you. Like, but of course, if it's something too traumatic, that doesn't have to be super extreme, and you're willing to share it, that's fine. You know, see, that's why I can't have a club. There'll be people like, "Why did you make me draw this? I don't like you anymore." So this is why I cannot have a club. I'll draw messed up stuff. There's also Pictionary. Pictionary would be kind of cool, but I don't know how to utilize that in a live stream setting. So another thing would be like art challenges. Like you draw something with your left hand. You draw blindfolded, but blindfolded, you kind of have to show that you are blindfolded. You can't cheat. So that one, see, there's all these technical things I wouldn't know how to show online. Drawing with only, coloring with only 2 colors or something like that, or monochrome. So I do have ideas. It's just I don't know how to utilize that in a live stream setting. I'm not very good with all that stuff. And there's few things that my editor/husband tried to teach me. He was trying to teach me how to transfer files from our Steam accounts to use my own account, whereas he left his the night before. So I was like, what the? He told me like at least 10 different files to choose from. And I was like, what the? How am I supposed to do this by myself? You know? I already said I'm not very smart. He was giving me attitude about it. Yeah, I said it. He's giving me attitude about not knowing how to do it by myself. But when he taught me how to do it, I was like, what the? How do you? I need to write this down. That's how complicated it was. I was like, what is this? What? Okay. So yeah. I don't think I'll have a club, but if there was a demand for whatever weird reason, I don't mind, and we could like brainstorm on what to do. That would be kind of fun. But the other thing I have to consider is time zones. Your background, like, do you have a job? You got, social life, family, special things you got to take care of off camera. I also have to take those into consideration. The quality of your internet is also a thing. Like, I don't know if, like 2 people would be fine, and then 3 other people, like, they're all wonky, So I don't know, or you don't want to show your face. I totally get that. There's like, I show my face a bit more, but I don't like making it like a normal thing. Plus, I think it's kind of funny people call me bro. So I was like, okay, I'm too old to get into that. But I was like, all right, sure, why not, bro? Okay. Though I in my mind, I hear it as BRA, like bras. So that's my old brain talking. So anyway, I was just brainstorming, like, if I had a club, what would I do? And I'm like, man, I don't know if I'd probably get, people would probably kick me out of my own club. That's my idea. This is so stupid. That'd be embarrassing. I make my own club and people kick me out of it. Like, how did I get kicked out of my own club? It'd be kind of funny to talk about. Like, this is the 3rd club I got kicked out of, and I made it myself. And people didn't like me making my own ideas, and they just did not like what I had in my head. So anyway, as you can see here, this is what I was trying to work with. I was trying to do more than one thing, but the painting drawing process was not in my favor. But I do like that it's getting stiff with each layer of paint, because originally, like I mentioned, it's quite rubbery, bendy, and I don't like that, because after a while it warps and it'll like be bent on one side. But I do like when the more paint you add, there is a kind of it won't give as much. It's getting a little stiff. Yeah. Okay, what the heck did I do today? Recap. Oh, I was a lot longer than I thought because I was ranting about the clubs. What did I do? I talked about Thanksgiving. Well, not very much. I talked more about Black Friday. My guest speaker was having a little spiel. I was talking about art stuff. And then getting kicked out of 2 clubs. It's not a bragging right. It sounds like I get kicked out of bars. Get out of here, you lush. No. I've been to a few bars, but I never got kicked out of them. I think one of my old coworkers did, because he was starting to cause fights. Anyway. Oh no, wrong cover. So yeah, I was talking about getting kicked out of 2 clubs, but it was most likely my fault, but the first time I don't think it was my fault. I just got ghosted. I got ghosted by asking a legitimate question. What else is new? And so yeah, I just take it in stride, just do my own thing. And now I do my own live streams and I have impromptu guest speakers here and there. All right, I'm gonna shut up now. Thank you for having me. Thank you for watching, liking, either on the live stream itself or afterwards. Yeah, you have to wait over an hour to get your thank you. I'm so sorry. I need to say thank yous early. Okay, so thank you for having me. I need to take care of some things before I do my boring ass errands. And I'll see you again next week as Deleon, because that's me at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks again. Bye-bye.